Hello everybody. Welcome to Coffee, Love, and Books. I'm Michelle, and today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up. Alright, so this month was pretty decent actually. I finished, within the month period, I finished 5 books. I actually concluded 6 because I finished The Great Pursuit at the very beginning of the month. So it was a pretty good month. I didn't finish everything I wanted to read, and since I kind of covered that in my May TBR, I'm not going to talk about the things I didn't start this month. But I will go over the things I started but didn't finish, as well as the books I started and finished. So, as I already mentioned, the first book I finished this month was The Great Pursuit by Wendy Higgins, and I did a full review on that duology in another video. The next book that I started but didn't finish, since I'm going to try and go over those first, is The Hiding Place, which was very sad because I didn't really make it past the first chapter of this book, but it was very good. I need to finish reading it, but it didn't capture my interest as much as I wish it had. So, the next book that I did not finish is The Tale of Two Cities, which I'm so close to being done with. It's a school book, so I have to read at their pace. But man, this ending, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know what's going to happen, and it's a whole 9 yards. I'm very excited. This is a really good classic, very boring at times, but just the times I care about, man, this book, it's really good. The last book, that wasn't even in my TBR, but I mentioned it in the reading vlog, so I'm just going to mention it here. As Sure as the Dawn. I decided I'm just going to spend like 2 hours one day reading this because I miss it, and I was just a mood reader at that point. I just wanted to read this, so I did, and yeah, I'm probably not going to go back to it because I've already read it, but I did read it this month. So, I tried to arrange this so that things wouldn't topple, but now it's just an ugly stack. Sorry. So, the first books that I did finish, both on audiobook, both amazing, were The Two Towers and Return of the King, represented again by this very beat up edition, because it's the only one I can find. But in all honesty, oh my goodness, I just want to say, I cried at the last part of Return of the King. It was just so amazing and impactful and sad and happy and just, it was perfect. It was excellent and amazing, and I loved it. I loved, there were certain parts, kind of like Tale of Two Cities, where I just felt very out of it. I kind of zoned out from the audiobook and didn't focus as much as I should. But the times that were, especially battle scenes, or two people having a conversation, or just all these really amazing moments, especially the ending, were just the most incredible writing ever. And you can really tell that Tolkien spent 17 years writing these books, because it was so good. And the relationships, I was really prompted because of the books to read about the friendship between J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, because they were really good friends, and then they kind of lost touch after a while because they had a lot of disagreements about theology and storytelling. But beforehand, they were both teachers at Oxford, I believe, and they would all go with a few other friends, and they would read each other's writing in a bar and just have amazing times critiquing each other's writing, reading ancient poetry, just all these amazing things that these guys did. And oh man, I love it. I love seeing how Tolkien's relationships and Tolkien's experiences, especially in World War I and with his friends, really came alive in these books. Just the friendship between Frodo and Sam, and even Gimli and Legolas, really reflected his friendships and how real and heart-wrenching the battle scenes are. And like, I loved it. It was the best. If you haven't read this series, read that series. Oh my word. I thought I was going to be kind of done and didn't want to really revisit Fellowship, but now after I finished Return of the King, I was like, let's go. I need more of this world. It's so amazing. And honestly, as I was listening to the audiobooks, I was like, I can't wait until I reread this, but only with the physical books. And man, sorry for that tangent, but man, was it a good series. Wow. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to get on to the Giver series, which I read 2 books of within the month of April. And I really wanted to talk about the entire series with y'all, so I read Sun in the past few days, but it was in May. So, yeah, I'm not going to say much about the Giver series because I was like trying to figure out a way of giving the information, but then I realized I'm just going to do a review. So, be expecting a review on the Giver series. In short, very mixed feelings. I loved certain parts of it, and I just hated certain parts, and I think that's really due to it being middle grade. It felt a little bit juvenile, a lot of the endings, and it was confusing, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it for now. I don't know what to say right now, but be expecting a review on the Giver series because I'm so glad I read the rest. It gave a lot of answers and also a lot of questions. So, look forward to a review on the Giver series. And the last book I finished this month was Sense and Sensibility. I still love Pride and Prejudice more, but this book was so good. Man. Oh, wow, this book, okay. I'm on Emma now. I'm about 4 chapters in. Jane Austens are always hard for me to kind of start. But once I'm into it, I'm like, ooh, who's she going to end up with? What's going to happen? And Sense and Sensibility was so quick-paced, and the characters were lovable. The character of Eleanor, oh my word. That Eleanor she's an angel. She's like perfect. Like, I was looking at her, I'm like, how can you be this noble? Like, some of the decisions she made were so honorable and good, even though it wasn't in her best interest at all. You really experience what these sisters go through, and I loved the romance in this. Was so good. It was so satisfying. The ending, I've only read 2 Jane Austens in their entirety. I've started Mansfield Park and put it on pause, but I will read that in the future. And I've also read part of Emma, but so far, at the end of Pride and Prejudice and Sensibility, I've literally been screaming. It's just, these books, they're just so perfect. And I don't want to give anything away because a part of the appeal to this, to the Jane Austen books, were that I didn't have much context as to what was going on. I kind of lived in a bubble trying not to know what was going to happen to these characters. But wow, it was so good. It was so good. I don't know this is such a good reading month. I loved like every single book I started and finished, with maybe the exception of the Giver series, but I still really enjoyed reading that. Wow, it was so good. All right, that was my April wrap up. Man, was this a good reading month. Be sure to like and subscribe if you liked this video, and be looking out for a Giver series review coming very soon. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.